not compromising the view of anybody in the shop. That's fine. Yeah, you're going to need to make sure that the guys behind you know that you're going to be.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. No.
Better?
Good.
Good?
Sorry. I just think there's something like small measure.
I'm just figuring out where to set up my music stand for the free cam to get his face, because is that camera just going to swing?
Probably going to be, if it's anything like last week.
Camera one testing. How does this look up there?
Would I set up like here?
If you want, the only thing is the mic's going to be like, last week, to my knowledge, we were using this, weren't we?
Yeah, I'm just wondering where that should go.
Just here. I think you had it here last week and you had it just in his face.
Okay.
Technically, it was on the other side.
Huh?
And you talking about with the mobile camera?
Yeah.
Did you have it on the other side?
I'm pretty.
It was,
Yeah.
Matt
Okay.
was here.
Yeah.
You weren't using it, but Matt was on this side. This is fancy.
I mean, it's just it depends what you want. I don't care. I'm just wondering whereabouts.
Yeah.
That too. I thought I was just doing this.
No, you're like you're doing briefing, you're doing ushering.
Feelings of
Good evening, I'm Ashley Spackman, and this is Comms Click News. Here are your top stories for the night. Donald Trump has confirmed he is in active negotiations with Prime Minister Anthony Albanese regarding the acquisition of Australia, which Trump described as a great piece of land. Very big, very nice. Trump has proposed renaming the continent America too, describing the rebrand as long overdue. Albanese said he was not in position to comment while negotiations remained ongoing. Trump has confirmed he intends to retain the wildlife, pending review of the weird ones, maybe importing some eagles, I don't know. In the wake of the federal government's decision to abolish negative gearing, Australian landlords have announced a coordinated response. They will be moving into their own investment properties and charging themselves rent. Yep, that's true, that's really happening. The plan, framed by the Property Investors Council as a demonstration of market confidence, is intended to signal that rental yields remain viable under the new policy. Economists have described the strategy as difficult to model. The Treasury has not responded to requests for comment. At least 3 landlords have been understood to be in dispute with themselves over bond refunds. In what fashion insiders are calling an iconic power move, Blake Lively attended this year's Met Gala after sources confirmed she was not on the guest list. Lively reportedly purchased a standard ticket online, arrived via the main entrance, and spent the evening telling people she was always invited. This is just how she prefers to enter. Event staff declined to comment, and Anna Wintour was seen staring into the middle distance for an unusually long time. Taylor Swift has come under fire after it emerged she took her private jet on a 39-second flight to her local Air One to pick up what sources confirm were oat milk and a scented candle. Are we for real? The flight covered approximately 3.7 kilometres and produced an estimated 3 tonnes of carbon emissions. We love the environment. Travis Kelce was reportedly in the passenger seat and said he just needed to get out of the house. That's one way to do it, I guess. The Greens have introduced legislation requiring all Australians to touch grass at least once per fortnight, describing the bill as a meaningful step towards national wellbeing. The Touch Grass Minimum Standards Bill 2026 defines grass as any natural ground cover, which doesn't include artificial turf, and states that you must be made with a contact of bare hand. The bill has received support from the Labor government, who said they were broadly sympathetic to the intent. The Liberal Party rejected the legislation outright, with no surprise. Angus Taylor called it an attack on the Australian way of life. Pauline Hanson, in a formal statement to the Senate, said, "I don't like it." In some sport news, the government confirmed this morning that lawn bowls has officially replaced cricket, Australia's top sport. Cricket Australia called the decision deeply upsetting. National champion Derek Higgins, 74 of Wagga Wagga, said he had always known that this day would come. Sport broadcasters confirmed lawn bowls will replace the cricket slot this summer. Viewing figures are expected to be just okay. That's all from us tonight. If you believed any of that, we'd like you to know that it was entirely made up. And I personally regret to inform you that you might be a brain-rotted moron. We are going to test your knowledge though and check if you've learned anything from this broadcast. Ready, our audience? Have you ever shared a story online without reading past the headline?
Yes.
What was the story?
I don't remember.
Anyone have a story that they can share?
I think I'm always conscious to really, if I'm going to share something and repost it, I really look into past the headline, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't want to just be sharing something based on the headline out of the risk of sharing misinformation.
I think you fall into the small percentage of people that would actually do that, considering I've seen some pretty crazy things get reposted. Did anyone actually believe any of the stories that we ran tonight? None of them. Well, good. I guess that's a good thing. You're not like most of society, so. And that's how misinformation spreads. A headline is designed to make you feel something before you've read a single word of the actual story. By the time you finish reading, you've already been informed of an opinion. Sometimes you shared it. Always read the full story. When we told you tonight that Australia was being sold and renamed to America too, did any of you think that there was any possibility of that for even a second, given Trump's track record?
I guess I didn't believe that it would happen, but it wouldn't surprise me if that was something that Trump actually said, because I know he likes to throw out his ideas and plans to the press, regardless of if they've actually been approved or are in motion.
Yeah, funny that one. He's always the one accusing people of spreading fake news about him. That reaction, the half a second where it felt possible, is exactly what misinformation designed to produce. It doesn't need to fool you forever. It just needs to feel true long enough for you to pass it on. Do you think you can tell the difference between a real news story and a fake one when you're scrolling? All of the time.
I feel like often it comes down to the source. Obviously you get like the big news companies, 9 News, 7 News, and you want to believe it. But then you have like the local, small like daily news that kind of often framed around just like spreading rumours just to generate that kind of interaction. So for me, it definitely depends on what source it's coming from.
Is there any like reputable source that you would always rely, that you can trust on, or?
I feel like the bigger news headline like companies, 7 News, 9 News.
But things like Daily Mail and stuff like that, I know a lot of fake articles do get spread, a lot of fake headlines, and people often don't read past that and they'll just share it to their friends. I've definitely had things shared to me, so it is a concern. A confident tone isn't the same thing as accuracy, unfortunately, and looking polished is not the same thing as being verified. Has someone you know ever sent you a fake news story and believing it was completely real?
I think I definitely have family members that just send me news articles where they've like freaked out about the headline. And then I'm like, read the article, I'm like, this isn't what they're saying. Like, please read it before you, like you mentioned, like the headline's designed to send people into like kind of panic and spreading.
Like, no, mum, Cher's not dead, she's still alive.
Yeah, like please read.
Doing well. Did you correct them at all, Lauren?
Yeah, I feel like that's something that, I mean, especially like with like grandparents and stuff, like it can be awkward to be like, no, like you're wrong. But I think like misinformation and stuff, it's very important to make people aware of the truth and like kind of remind them why it's important that we pay attention to what we're actually consuming.
Absolutely. And it can be a little bit awkward, like you obviously don't want to push back on family members or friends and tell them that they're wrong. But sometimes it just becomes something you have to do. Before today, did you ever stop to think about who owns the news source that you're reading? Is it something that you always check, or?
I personally check it, but that's because I'm a journalism student, or have been a journalism student, and I know that it matters who owns your news source and the priority of the kind of content that they put out and stories.
Would you be able to list like a few of reliable news sources for the audience or people watching that you would recommend?
ABC takes the time to verify all their information, and they have fact checkers, and they never prioritise releasing the story first. They prioritise releasing correct information.
Perfect. Well, there you go. ABC's the one to go to if you want correct news. Ownership matters. Every news outlet has a perspective of financial interest. Knowing who funds a news source tells you a lot about what stories they choose to run and which ones they don't. CommsClick is independently owned and operated. We have no financial interest. We also have no credibility, but that's a separate issue. Last one, after everything you've seen tonight, will you think twice about believing a news story in the future, do you think? Yeah, I've made some sort of impact on someone, at least.
Definitely, yeah. There's a lot of things that circulate these days, and it's very important to know what's true and what's not before you spread it.
Absolutely. Good. Don't distrust everything, not believe nothing. Just pause, quick check and question. An informed audience is the best defense against misinformation, and you've all just proven you're more switched on than you think. Thank you. You've been a brilliant audience, and frankly better at this than most newsrooms. When it comes to news reliability, CommsClick News is second only to Fox News. And that is some tough competition. I'm Ashley Spackman. Good night.
Public transportation. Very interesting, Wollongong, since it's a big city, everyone needs to get around, and not everyone has a vehicle. And this is the Great Wollongong Station. I've heard Central Station, though, is bigger, but, you know, that's fine. Yeah, it's a lovely little thing. Look at the little red, it's a little whimsical, you know, I think. And no trolleys as well, but there seems to be no hidden dark art spellbook rule here, so I think we're allowed in. Yeah, no, we don't cast any spells on this book. Get back, knave. Wollongong train station, I, Glorbo, do endorse public transportation, though it seems that this place is very primitive in its form. I don't know why they haven't discovered giant flying moths yet. Mortals, it's fickle. Good fortune? Are you going to court soon?
The people that rob me, put a spell on them, so they get robbed 100-fold.
I will. I do practice some curses. I think we can do a curse for you. Absolutely.
Hello and welcome to Crunch Talk. I'm your host Bailey, and today we're going to be diving into the local music scene here in Wollongong. Here at Crunch Talk, we're all about highlighting emerging artists, hearing their stories, and exploring the creative communities that help shape the Australian art scene. In today's episode, we'll be speaking with a musician from the Wollongong scene to learn more about their project, their experiences performing locally, and what it's like to try and build a career in a regional Australian city. Journey, thank you for being here today.
Thanks, Bailey.
So can you please just introduce yourself and let us know a bit about your project?
So I'm Journey. I'm a third-year music student at the University of Wollongong. Currently on my third year, we're required to work on like our own project, and we can make our own major project like at the end of the semester. For the second semester, the one coming up, I'm working on an EP, which includes 4 songs. 2 songs are already made. No, 5 songs. 2 songs are already made, so I have to do 3 more. And yeah, it's going pretty well at the moment. Outside of uni, I'm working on songs as well to release. I have a band that just started, and we're working on a song as well for our debut. So far, that's what I've been doing. Like, yeah.
Has there been any crossover between your university project and any projects outside of
Yeah,
university?
definitely. I think like one of the best things about being in university right now is just like access to the equipment that they have here. Like the studio is a big one. So I kind of want to work on songs that I want to release in the studio because, you know, like I'm here anyway, so might as well do it.
Take advantage of it.
Yeah, so I take advantage of it. So I just record a song in the studio and then submit it for a project, get my grades, and then work on it more and then release it. So like I think that's the crossover right now.
It's good motivation to just like go for it in
Yeah.
a short period of time, I guess. What inspired you to start making music?
So I've always been very integrated into like music when growing up. I'm Filipino, so that kind of like explains it. My family is very musically inclined. My dad's side of the family are like all musicians, and their professions are all like music. But I didn't really see it as a career because it was always just like normal to me, like that music is something like that exists. And growing up in Philippines, it's very hard to like see that as a career because very like Southeast Asian like beliefs that like you have to be a doctor or like engineer and this and that. So like I wanted to be a pilot at first. But yeah, moving here, it kind of very widened my perspective on things, and like I thought that yeah, I could probably do more things, especially when COVID hit. I actually never did music in high school or anything. I went to a sports high school. But when COVID hit, I had a lot of free time. And I started a podcast back then where I would collaborate with musicians like all around the world. And then we'll just do like online shows for people. And like we would have like 400, 500 listeners like every night. And then we're just making music like every single day. and I forgot about online school. I forgot about everything. And it was just like really fun. I was like, wait, this is like something that could happen. So like that's how I started pursuing music.
Awesome.
I think, yeah.
For anyone that hasn't heard any of your music before, how would you describe your sound?
I would say that my music is a window to like my personal life. I think whenever you listen to my music or anyone listens to my music, it's like an invite to like get to know me. My music definitely says a lot about me that I'm not able to just express with words. So it's very transparent and very me. So like
Emotionally driven.
yeah, very emotionally driven.
What would you say is the current state of the local Wollongong music scene?
I think it's really, really good, actually. It's probably one of the most supportive like environments that I've seen like around Sydney or like New South Wales. The Wollongong music scene is very active and it's constantly like moving. We have many pubs that are like offering like for musicians to perform at. The university is really good as well. I think all the musicians in Wollongong also really support each other. Like there's no competition and everyone just wants to see each other win. So
Of course.
yeah.
Of course, there's also great organisations like yours and ours
Yeah.
that help support the local scene as well. Have there been any local artists or bands that you would say have inspired you along the way?
Definitely my friends. My friends have been a big inspiration. I've never seen people who work like that hard, and it kind of just pushes me to work hard as well. With bands, I have a lot of friends that are in bands like locally. We got Frog Soup, we got Loose Surface, we got my friend Jamal, we got Miranda. Like we have so many people. Yeah.
There's a big local scene.
Yeah, so
for
much,
sure.
so much happening.
So we understand that you've got a song prepared for us, right?
Yeah.
We're eager to hear it, so feel free to jump on up and show us what you got.
Thank you.
A very large banner up there, beaming thoughts into everyone's mind. I think ads are a form of mind control.
Jealous of the bell. Tree of Life. Are you raising awareness for Cthulhu, the Nordic pagan religion, or Celtic religion?
Just wizards, really. Yes, I go to this place quite a lot when I'm not in all of this get-up and doing magic. It's a very, very Wollongong establishment. I love this place. Do you get wizards very often in this store?
Yes, we get creepy old people come in weird clothing.
I'll get you. I'll get you. There's a lot of people in here. A lot of people. This is what I've heard in some of the realms called capitalism. At the QBD, the QB of D. Sir, do you have any magical tomes, much like this one?
I've just got a new shipment of magical tomes in.
Oh my God!
I won't lie to you, I don't know how the tomes and spells work. We just sell them here, so deciphering the texts are up to you.
This is their new line of orbs. They're not spherical, they're completely flat, and you could see there is a completely, utterly gorgeous vision that is Ryan Gosling. I scry him on my orb a lot. Cut that out.
Hello everyone, I'm Jess and this is The Verdict, the show where I confront controversial online figures and you, my passionate audience, leave with your own verdict. Does our next influencer deserve our sympathy? Or is he cancelled? He's been caught selling peptides to his teenage fan base and smashing his face with a hammer to improve his looks. Please give a warm welcome to Testosterone.
Oh, shut up. Chopped, subhuman, manlet. G'day.
Hello, thank you for joining me today.
Yeah, usually I don't trust mainstream media, but I thought today I'd give you guys a chance and grace you with my presence.
Right, so should I call you Testosterone or Riley? That's your real name?
Riley, I haven't heard that one in a while. Just call me Chad.
Chad? I couldn't have guessed that. Where's that come from?
Oh, well, yeah, obviously not. I'd probably say you're like a low-tier normie. You obviously have no potential.
A potential to do what?
Ascend.
Okay, none taken. I'll move on to our first question. So you're very transparent about the supplements that you take to improve your looks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious, what enhancers are you taking routinely?
Well, testosterone, obviously.
Wait, aren't you testosterone?
Please don't interrupt. Which
Sorry.
I've been taking since I was a teenager.
Right.
I also take a mix of beta blockers, peptides, melatonin.
Oh, is that for your
My
tan?
tan? Yes, thank you for noticing.
I mean, how could I not? A lot of these supplements are actually experimental and sometimes unregulated. Would you say that that's correct, or?
A few of them are, but the risk is worth the improvement for sure.
Right, since you're very open about your strategies, I would like to turn your attention to the demographic of your fan base.
Chads.
The ages specifically. Are you aware that a large majority of your followers are teenagers?
Somewhat. Oh, come on.
Well, I've actually done some calculations and it turns out that the average age of your viewership falls somewhere between 15 to 16 years old. So how do you justify advertising these experimental and potentially dangerous drugs to your audience?
Well, at the end of the day, doctors are just subhuman jesters who just prescribe medicine which is based off research hundreds of years old.
So you think you know more than the medical professionals?
I wouldn't say that.
So you know less than the medical professionals?
Not exactly.
So Chad, where do you fall?
I'll let the audience make up their own minds on that one.
Well, that's the problem that I'm trying to highlight. They're not exactly capable of making these decisions about their bodies.
Well, I don't think you're exactly ever too young to start ascending.
Okay, this isn't going anywhere. Let's move on to our next question. So what I wanted to ask you next.
It's 11 o'clock. I usually bone smash around this time.
Well, we're actually
mind?
live chat.
Well, I bone smash on stream all the time.
No, we're not going to be doing that. Actually, that's what I want to ask you about, bone smashing. Can you actually explain to the audience what that entails?
I'd be happy to. So what I do basically is I hit my cheekbones with a hammer, which I do daily.
Right. So why do you do this? Hit yourself in the face.
Basically, what happens is I create microfractures in my cheekbones, which causes them to grow back stronger and even more pronounced.
That's insane.
I know, right? The results are amazing.
Okay, well, your bone smashing clips have actually managed to reach mainstream audiences, and bone smashing is growing in Australia and elsewhere. So even I know about bone smashing. I suppose what I'm asking is, should casual internet users know about this technique?
Normies, you mean?
Sure, normies who have seen you hit yourself with a hammer. Should they follow in your footsteps, or?
Depends if they're ready to start their ascension or not.
Okay, cool. So I actually have a quote here from Brisbane-based reconstructive surgeon Dr. Diana Kennedy. She says that repeated trauma to the face with a hammer can cause microfractures, but that this does not translate to improved appearance. In fact, repeated trauma can lead to unfavourable scar tissue, possible nerve damage, and likely permanent disfigurement.
Well, again, doctors are just subhuman jesters who go off research hundreds of years old, but I respect your opinion.
Okay, well, in the chance that her opinion turns out to be correct, can you acknowledge the potential risk of promoting this technique online? And I just want to remind you of the ages of your fan base, 15 to 16-year-old boys.
Well, at the end of the day, I don't think the responsibility should fall on me per se. I didn't come up with the technique. I only popularised it alongside a multitude of other streamers, and I haven't seen any hospitalisations for bone smashing, so it's safe as far as I'm concerned.
Get this guy off the air!
Oh, shut up.
Yes, so the reason that you haven't heard of any serious injuries so far is that the effects are long-term. So you see the warnings, but you don't do anything.
Well, we'll just have to see what future research yields up.
Okay, well, Chad, you were born here in Australia,
Yes.
but you're based in Miami now, correct?
Yes, I took a long flight to be here today.
Okay, well, a lot of other looks maxers are also based in Miami. Why there?
I would say it's the central for luxury and partying. Hollywood's old news. It's basically the hub for young, attractive entrepreneurs like myself.
Okay, so I see the city aligns with your lifestyle? Yep.
Yeah, there are like a ton of events and clubs going on all the time.
All right. Are you able to control yourself when you're out partying?
Of course.
Okay, the only reason I ask is because it seems like one of your colleagues have gotten themselves in trouble with the law. For example, one of the most infamous look maxers on the internet literally ran somebody over with his car a few weeks ago, narrowly avoiding charges.
Yes, I remember that clip.
Yeah.
Super jealous, to be honest.
Jealous?
As if you're not.
Jealous? No, that's interesting because he seemed to take a similar stance following the incident.
Yes, it helps if you look at it with a business perspective.
Okay, well, what about your own safety? The same streamer was in Australia just a month ago and overdosed live in front of thousands of viewers, and he had to be hospitalised.
Well, when you stream, you're like constantly having to perform for an audience. A lot of streamers turn to drugs for that reason, so...
So all of this risk is just business related, is that what you're saying?
I assume he profited from his overdose, yes.
Okay, cool. All right, so let's get straight to business, Chad. Semantics aside, how do you generate your income?
Mostly through stream donations and clips.
Okay, so how long is a usual stream for you?
Night out with the boys, clubbing, usually 4 to 5 hours. Gamba streams are pretty short, maybe about an hour each.
Gamba? Online gambling?
Yeah, I'm partnered with a website and they'll send me like a few Gs every week, like every few weeks to play with.
Yeah.
Just as long as it's online.
Right, Stake?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I'm familiar with them actually. Are you aware that Stake is currently banned in roughly a quarter of countries around the world, including Australia? And this site has dealt with a fair amount of controversy around the guarantee of fairness.
No, I wasn't aware actually. Lucky I moved out, I guess.
Yeah. There's also been a fair amount of incidents alleging that underage users are easily bypassing the age requirements for this app. Considering the average age of your audience, can you really justify partnering with a company like this?
See, here you go again. You're just trying to set me up.
Oh, sorry. Okay, well, let's get back on track. So you stream for about 5 hours at most?
Yeah, but they can sometimes go for longer. I've had 10-hour streams. My longest stream was actually 2 days straight. I didn't sleep once.
Wow, that's impressive. You must have raked in a lot of money with that one.
Well, like I said, I'm not doing this because I enjoy it. Simply business.
Okay, and you mentioned that these hour-long streams are broken down into a clip format, yeah?
Yeah, and I've actually found a way to get my fans to do this for me through a clip campaign. Basically what I do is I'll pay them to do the clips for me, and the best part is if their clips don't reach over at least like 100,000 views, I don't have to pay them anything. It's pretty amazing.
Okay. And you don't see how that kind of business model and others with it will be flooding mainstream media with looks-maxing content?
Well, I'm just simply doing what other people are doing. It's not my responsibility at the end of the day. I mean, supply and demand. You know, I supply content, the audience demands entertainment.
Okay, but you're actively monetizing their attention and rewarding the most extreme behaviour.
Well, again, I'm just doing what a bunch of other people are doing. I mean, this is just business nowadays. If it were the 1800s, I'd be gold rush maxing in Australia.
Right. Okay, which explains why you're looks maxing in Miami instead of doing, like, I don't know, a normal job.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, well, thank you, Chad, but it seems our time is up. That was certainly an enlightening glimpse into the world of looks maxing, and I'll definitely be leaving the studio today with a laundry list of words to Google when I get home. So, for all of you watching in the studio and on stream, it's time to decide. Is testosterone cancelled, or does he deserve our support? Wow.
They're just jealous. They're just jealous.
Jealous? Okay, wow. All right, lots of passionate responses. However, the consensus remains in the air. I'm Jess, and this has been The Verdict. Thanks for tuning in.
We interrupt your regularly scheduled programming for some breaking news just coming in. It has been confirmed that the University of Wollongong will be introducing compulsory uniforms for all students effective from next Monday. Blazers, ties and grey trousers will all be mandatory across the university. One student who asked to remain anonymous has said that this is the worst thing that has ever happened. We will be following this story as it develops. Stay with CommsClick News.
Being bad is better than being all that stuff. So. Behold! It is I, Glorbo, the Wollongong Wizard, and welcome to my late-night symposium of knowledge, magic, and whimsy. Hello, everyone. Hello. Thank you. Thank you. And let's get real for a second, as we do a lot on this. Wizards have been dedicated to the craft for a very, very long time. You know, the cauldron racing, frog multiplication, dragon dentistry, the arts of spellcrafts and alchemy, and getting 2 to 3 months community service for alleged necromancy. But, you know, that's neither here or there. But while the wizards have been doing our little thing, humans have been doing theirs as well, you know, crafting up at 3 a.m. these late night thoughts and composing them into an artificial intelligence, which we have artificial intelligence here who is sourced from ChatGPT, was it?
Yes, my favorite source of information, yes.
Yes, all sourced into one automaton or whatever you so claim to be from the Chrome kingdom of algorithm. All right, so first I would like to ask you some questions I have on my magic cards here. What is your opinion on AI in the art industry?
Well, thank you for having me. I think AI now is being in amplifying sort of originality of arts. Anyone can now create visually impressive, technical visuals, but qualities like authenticity, perspective, storytelling is what makes it more important. So I think AI is helping amplify those human the human journey.
Interesting, helping amplify. All right, all right. Do you think AI takes away what we call, I guess, the magic from art?
AI is definitely changing the arts scene. Taking away the magic, though, it depends on what magic is viewed as, whether that's the lived experience, years of practice, or human struggle. then yes, it could be considered to be taking away the magic.
That is quite unsettling. Interesting. Oh yeah, do you have questions for me? Sorry, that was for the audience.
Well, I wanted to ask, do you think creativity can struggle without AI?
I think it struggles with AI. I think people are getting less and less creative in a sense, and I think without that struggle, my fellow people watching, art seems to be it's just sort of losing its focus. It loses that drive. You want to get in there and make something. You can't just cast fireball without getting your hands burnt. It's impossible. It's supposed to be struggle.
Do you think people are getting lazy with AI?
I think so. Like what I said, I think it feels just preposterous. They're just typing in their little things and then they just generate something. It just, have your own thought, have your own mind, your brain is so powerful. It is a muscle, you must train it. I know I'm not the biggest man, but my brain, very wrinkled.
Are you scared of AI?
Pish posh, absolutely not. I'm honestly scared of humanity's standards plummeting into the 9 hells. Yes. Now, I have a small little question for our audience here. If the camera goblin can get some good angles on them, should AI be used for creative purposes? Example, music, art, writing, etc.
I don't think so.
Oh, why don't you think that?
I think it's stripping creatives of jobs and all the rest of it, to be honest. Also, it's not creating anything new. It's just repurposing what has already been created.
Yes, very interesting. Amazing. That is some good answers. So, a general consensus here. What is our stance on AI? Boo or yay? Boo! All right, so we kind of have a little bit of a start here. But enough with discussion, enough with these little questions, because it is time for action. And in the Wizard's Tower, my beautiful, amazing, whimsical show, we like to do things. And for the first test, we're going to move some books here. We are going to be making a sandwich, one of which using AI, let's get this chair out of here, one of which using AI's ingredients, and the other my own, and we'll be making it, and of course we'll ask the audience which is better, and we'll have a race against time. Here is some ingredients I have prepared. Now, all right, with me. How about with me? 3, 2, 1, let's get making. All right. I'm just gonna tear this open. Oh my God, that's great. I'm not afraid to get messy on my show. We're gonna put some butter on there. Absolutely amazing. Oh, this is great. Get some Nando's. Not sponsored actually. We don't really get much sponsors. Are you already done?
I'm already done. Yes.
Wow, that is incredibly fast.
You see, we value efficiency over here.
Yes. Well, I value love and care and joy. You robotic thing. Anyway, we're gonna put some ham on there. Bam. Some cheese on there. Bam. And close that up. Awesome. Amazing. So, these are our sandwiches that we made. One was clearly made quicker. One was made with a little bit more thought and mind in it. Audiences, which one do you prefer? The Wizards one? Clap if yes. And cheers. Oh, that is the sweet sound of victory. What about you? What about the AI? Okay, wow. That was some response. That was technically a cheer, I guess. It looks like I've won. The powers of my beautiful sandwiches prevail. Now, audience, I'd like to ask you something. Why do we value information from a machine over people who have real knowledge of the craft? This AI made a sandwich through algorithms, and if you'd say, AI, make me a sandwich, it'll tell you to make it. Why do we find a comfort in that? Why do we seek that knowledge?
Maybe it's simple and, I don't know, accessible?
Simple and accessible. Okay, interesting. Who here resorts to AI for instructions rather than research or, going on in this case, a recipe book? Who here resorts to AI? Don't be scared. This is a judge-free zone. I will not judge you. No one? Wow, why is that?
I don't want to end up being an idiot.
A very simple and very clear answer. All right, amazing. Do you think that other people get a sense of comfort from using AI?
I know some people use it as like a therapist. They'll like talk to it and ask it life questions, which I find concerning.
Yeah. I just don't know how you can trust it. Like, there's so many cases of it making up information. I feel like you have to check it anyway, so why would you not just do the research yourself?
Utterly terrifying, yes.
I think people are uncomfortable making decisions these days. So AI is efficient and it helps you make those decisions.
Sure. Yeah, let's say that. All right, our next little thing. So, we are going to do a little bit of an art challenge. So, I will be drawing up a little bit of a little potion bottle. This is going to be a little challenge because, of course, we love to get whimsical. See these little bottles here of my potions? We're going to be drawing that. So, you do your thing, I do mine. All right, again, 3, 2, 1. Oh, I didn't get a thing there. Let's go, let's do it. You're not even drawing? What?
I am done.
Okay. Shall we reveal?
Yes.
Reveal, all right. This is my one here. My little potion bottle. And their one. Why is there like what is that? That little bubble there, that's weird.
I couldn't ask you. This is what they told me to produce.
Interesting. Did you just make that? Oh, that's weird. All right, audience. My one, my drawing, my little quick sketch. I'm not the best at art. I haven't done it in a while, but I think it's cute. What about this one? AI.
Get out.
Wow, get out. Amazing. Okay, so it appears that we have a little bit of a consensus on AI art. So, audience, can we tell the difference between AI and human art? Yeah? What? How can we? How can you?
Just because like AI just has this sense of like it just needs to get it done, but human art will always have that flavor and that character that AI can't produce. Yeah. Something mystical almost that we pick up. Yes.
Definitely a certain flair from human art.
A certain flair. Yes, I'd say so. Why? I've heard this term AI slop. Why do we consider things AI slop? Why do we call it that?
Because it lacks a certain human creation and like attention to detail behind it. It's really just you can tell that it's a bunch of things thrown together without much consideration on how they work together, how that makes a viewer feel, kind of like that.
Yeah, so it's churned out more, you know, it doesn't give you that sense of struggle and real, you know, heart to it. It's lifeless almost, as this one is. Any artists in the room, do you feel robbed by AI? Any artists in the room that we have? Do you feel robbed?
I feel threatened.
Threatened? Yes, expand. Why?
I feel as that my potential and work can be diminished by AI, and my value is, as an artist, is kind of put on the line when, yeah, people will resort to AI instead of realizing the power that true artists have in creating something.
All right. Yes, absolutely. Final little tidbit before we get into our next little thing. Trial, almost. Do you think being bad is better than being instantly good? Like, I'm not the best artist, I don't think. But do you think being bad is better than being good instantly? Having this AI do things for you?
Yeah, because I think you learn to appreciate the craft of what goes into any sort of creative pursuit, whether it be drawing and art or writing. So you like have that skill and that appreciation for the craft, and then also like you can get better, and like that's the joy from it, is seeing yourself improve and work through struggle, I think.
That is music to a 1,000-year-old wizard's ears. Thank you so much, audience. Now we shall get to our final mighty trial. Are you prepared for this?
I'm prepared, yes.
All right, let's get into it. We'll put that down there. Audience, I would like you to ask a question, any question, and we will have to answer it quickly to our knowledge. And yes, I want a question from one of you.
What
Yes.
year was Vegemite invented?
All right, let's go. Let's find it. All right. No, that's wrong. Vegemite. I thought I had it in here somewhere.
It was invented in 1923 by Cyril Christoph in Melbourne. Are you done? I think I won that. I think I got the answer pretty fast.
Yeah.
Pretty efficient. You have anything to say? You all right?
I have had it with these machines, these stupid. Get them out of here. You are like that guy that uses his phone in the middle of a normal conversation where we're trying to guess something and fact checks everything. You're that person, and I hate people like you. I hate that you're not even a person. There's so many crumbs on this desk. Magic missile. I am sick, and I'm where's my goblin? I'm gonna take out all my anger on him. There you are. Get over here. You son of a. All right.